Buenos días, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Aquí el Angelito, el Gallito de la Sierra, aka Crypto Keeper. I do the research so that you don't have to. I bring to you the philosophies and the prophecies of crypto. Right? You go on cryptocurrency YouTube channel and everybody talks about the same stuff. And you get a good feeling for why crypto is at the price that it is. Why it's either bleeding or why it's either going up. And at best, they show different types of matrix that display price action or that predict future price action. And as good as all that is, to be honest, what I've learned is that none of that is 100% meaningful to cryptocurrency. It is difficult to predict, it is difficult to chart and analyze and state what crypto is going to be in the future. It's just difficult. However, if you pay attention to the trends, you will discover that the news about regulation or that the news about the fall of big, large corporations, you know, there's news about the Chinese real estate tycoon in deep financial trouble, and that kind of news is associated with the fall of cryptocurrencies bleeding to, you know, negative 5%, 10%, 15%, for some other cryptocurrencies 20%, right? And that may be very well true, because we know that the same happens when fake news or real news about something positive, like we'll say, for example, the news about Walmart partnering with Litecoin to accept payments for merchandise, and crypto, Litecoin reacted, and a few other, even Bitcoin reacted to that news very quickly to the upside. Litecoin went up $50 just in a matter of seconds, and as soon as the news was unsubstantiated, meaning it wasn't real, Litecoin, Bitcoin, and a few other altcoins, they dropped the value. So here's what I do know. When the news is not favorable to cryptocurrencies, crypto is going to dump. Because there are a lot of people in cryptocurrencies that don't do their research, don't follow the historical patterns, have not dug deep into market reactions going back from, say, 2015 till now, and looking at all of the various reasons of when crypto was up, crypto was down, crypto was up, crypto was down. And that, my friends, gives you a better picture and a better understanding of where crypto is going and where it will be years from now. Now, let's take big world-changing news. In November, December of 2020, crypto was, you know, fairly 50% of what it is right now, more or less. It was at 50% less of where the value is today. And then let's go back about a year from that time, or let's go back to February, March of 2020. What happened in February, March of 2020? Well, sorry, not 2020, 2019. February and March of 2019, COVID news is released, and the market just crashes hard, right? News of COVID-19, shutdowns, this, that, and the other, and there's panic all over, hysteria all over the news, the world, and that news had an impact on cryptocurrencies. And if you were like me, I didn't panic. I was okay. We'll face it. We'll face whatever comes our way. Y compré más, carnal. Compré más. Right? I bought then and I bought now. I bought during that whole time that it was low, dumping. People were panic selling. People were thinking that's the end of the crypto world. The sky is falling. I'm going to lose all of my money, and I got to get out while I can. And sometimes you do, depending on what crypto you invested your money on. If you bought Dogecoin at 70 cents because you thought it was going to go to $1.40, well, I'm sorry, my friend. It ain't going back to 70 cents. Not anytime soon. Unfortunately, people got suckered in by a lot of this FUD and a lot of this hype and a lot of these billionaires like Elon Musk and a few others who go out there and have more influence than my voice. They'll say certain things. But keep in mind, why do they say certain things, and what's the interest? Well, their pockets. Come on. Their pockets. So you got to be really smart. And you got to be on your tippy toes when it comes to this cryptocurrency stuff. And that's why I bring these types of real talk videos to the few that tune in, to let you know, hey, listen, everything that I read, everything that I've seen, everything that I've researched, I've came to the conclusion on these few philosophies, and I'll share them with you. A, when there is major news in the social media outlets, or news coming from people like Elon Musk, people who are influencers in the markets, or the government, right? News coming from the government platforms like the bills and the Senate meeting on cryptocurrency and all of that information that comes out of that. Be prepared that those are the moments that will influence our cryptocurrencies for the positive, for the negative, for the better, or for the worse. And my attitude toward that news is simple. If the news has an adverse effect on the crypto, I buy. Okay? If the news has an adverse effect, meaning if the news that is being published, whether true or not, it doesn't matter whether there's substance behind the news. Now you got to dig a little deeper and then you got to go in and do your research before you make a movida. Before you make a trade or a sell or a purchase, you got to go and dig a little deeper. But you got to be quick on your feet. You got to be real quick. Like Muhammad Ali when he was dancing, throwing his moviditas, quick on his feet, right? You got to be quick on your feet. Because look at what happened these last few days. All that news, it started hurting crypto, and crypto started falling, dumping, And then you're kind of like, if you're ready to buy, you're like, man, should I wait? Should I wait? Where do I buy? Where do I buy? That is the difficult part. You will never master a good, perfect purchase price. It is difficult. AMP. I bought AMP yesterday when it dropped 4.45 cents, and then it dropped to 0.42. Well, when you buy $1,000 or more worth of AMP, those little differences are big in like hundreds of dollars, you know, like the difference. Well, the same goes for every other altcoin, right? Or any other crypto that you purchase. If it goes from, you know, $1.70 to then $1, man, those 70 cents, it's quite a bit. It's quite a bit. It's quite a bit in change. And so, you know, you're never gonna know exactly the right amount. You're only gonna know at what amount you're willing to get in, and at what amount you feel is a good investment purchase. And so that's what I do. I get in where I feel, okay, I have a certain price level. Like Cardano, let's use that Cardano as an example. Cardano was, before it got all the way down to almost $1, Cardano was at, ADA Cardano was at $2.50, right? And I felt like, man, maybe that's a good price for me to get in. But then I said, you know, here's the philosophy right here. There's still so much uncertainty about the economy, the government regulation, the smart contracts, of what smart contracts are capable of doing, Cardano's summit that's coming up on the 26th. And so I just said, I told myself, I bought back when it was $1.60, $1.40. That's it. That's where I bought most of my ADA. I have not bought any more ADA past $1.40. When it started climbing to $1.50, $1.60, $1.80, $1.70, and that happened relatively quick, I was not buying more. When it went all the way up to $3, I was not buying more. When it went back down to $2.60, to $2.40, to $2.50, at $40 and $38, it was resistant to dropping lower than that. So I felt, oh wow, you know, maybe this is a good time. So I asked myself the question, me pregunté, is this a good time to buy? I have another maybe 2 or 3 or 4 grand that I want to drop in Cardano ADA. Is this the right time? Well, it all depends. It depends whether you're a short, mid, or long-term investor. Those are other questions you have to ask yourself. And then also you have to ask yourself, what is going to be the news for the next 3 months, right? What is Congress and government going to do, or the House of Representatives with regard to crypto? What is any other major economic major news that's going to come out? Well, think about the moratoriums that exist for tenants and the problems that it's creating for landlords who have investment properties and their tenants are not paying. Pay attention to those stats. Pay attention to how many people right now who were affected by COVID-19 at the time that they lost their job or had to go on unemployment and couldn't pay their mortgages. They had jumped into new homes, new construction, new mortgages, and the price levels that existed right around that 2000 and right before COVID-19. I mean, those prices were relatively high. And then where the prices are now, right? I mean, they're 20-30% more than they were right prior to COVID. So pay attention to all of that, because all of that makes no sense. And things that don't make sense to me are opportunity times. Those are the opportunity times. So that's my philosophy. My philosophy is buy when the major news comes out. Now, sometimes you could be too late on that, because maybe the government will have some, really supportive news that crypto reacts to it in a positive manner, and now you're a little left out. So there are so many things to consider. But I've been doing this for a while. And because I've been doing this for a while, it's kind of like playing chess. When you play chess, when you first start off learning how to play chess, you're not very good at it. You might know how to move the rook, or how to move, the other chess pieces, and you're learning those moves, but you don't know strategy yet, or you don't know defense strategies, or you don't know other ways of other chess moves that you could make that increases your chances of winning the game. And that's what it's about. Crypto is about winning the game. And the only way you win is by being smart, by learning, by doing your own research, by applying some of that slowly into your practice of purchasing, your practice of trading, or your practice of buying. Learning when is the best time to buy. And so, that's the best advice I can give you right now in terms of that philosophy of really sort of kind of feeling like you're not beaten by the system. Now, keep in mind, the government is not very crypto friendly. And when that news comes, there's so many challenges right now with what the government wants to do in terms of regulating crypto. People like you and I, simple people like you and I, making it so difficult, or requiring us to go through so many loopholes in order for us to own crypto. And I don't got time to go into it very deeply, but from regulating taxes and paying taxes, and from all these different things, just all these different things, that it's going to make it either challenging and not so friendly for us to be crypto owners. So beyond that, just the news, pay attention, know when to buy. All these altcoins dropped, but they didn't drop to the levels other than AMP and a few others that I buy. I was holding off on many of these other cryptocurrencies that I own. Polygon Matic, I'm not buying any more of that right now. ADA Cardano, not buying any more of that right now. Litecoin, not buying any of that right now. And here's the reason. Now, let's say Bitcoin drops to like 33,000, right? It's hovering around 42, 43,000 right now. Let's say that the news in the next 2 months, which there's going to be a lot of news to expect in the next 6 months. These next 6 months is what I've been saying in my videos. The last several videos, I've been saying there's going to be a small window of opportunity. Well, that small window of opportunity is these next 6 months. In the next 6 months to about a year. So there's still time. There's still time for you to do the homework, for you to put in the effort, put in the time and effort to studying, right? There's still time. Here's what I see. In the next 6 to 12 months, the opportunity for you to invest and see major returns on your money, major ROI, return on investment, is going to be not in the short run. It's going to be 3 to 5 years from now. And if you're willing to wait, right? If you're willing to tough it out, if it's money that you can't count on right now, that you don't need, and you can go without, and say in 3 to 5 years, these particular cryptocurrencies that I bought, be careful which ones you buy. I'm not suggesting which ones you should buy. I've just shared with you what I've bought into. But those, in my opinion, the ones that I own, in 3 to 5 years, I expect that all of those different cryptocurrencies will be worth at least triple the amount of what I'm investing right now, or more. To be honest with you, triple. I'm being very conservative, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay that if I invested $100,000, that my returns were $300,000, triple the value, right? That means that my portfolio would be worth $500,000, right? Sorry, $400,000, because I've realized triple the returns. So $300,000 on top of my $100,000, very, very doable, very, very doable, and I'm okay with those returns. So again, I'm encouraging you to maybe adopt that philosophy, that if you're in it for the long run and you're looking a way out of poverty and you're looking to realize some really good return on your investment, that for me, that's going to be the way I'm going to do it. Now, AMP is one of those tokens that I truly, really love. And here's the reason why. During this volatile time, AMP has gone from, with the exception of when it was 12 cents. I'll say that. I didn't buy when it was 12 cents. I didn't sell when it was 12 cents. I could have sold when it was 12 cents, and I would have made a huge profit. But I didn't want to because, again, my philosophy, I'm looking at 3 to 5 years from now, which was 5 to 7 years, 3 years ago. So again, my window of time has shortened, but I keep extending those windows depending on where crypto's going. So I'm about 3 to 5 years from now. 3 to 5 years from now, I might realize some gains if I feel like it's a good time. But 3 to 5 years, I might change my mind and say, no, I'm going to push it out another 3 to 5 years, because maybe it has quadrupled. Maybe it has went up 10x on all of it. And I feel like it's probably the potential for it to go another 5x in the next 3 to 5 years. Well, I might do that. And if that's the case, then if I don't need the money then, I will still continue to extend my timeline, because that's only going to create more of a generational wealth for my family. So back to that point that I was making. The dips are so important. And the way you get in is you got to cut the fat. You got to figure out ways to have more money. If it means, hey, I don't buy no more trash bags for my trash can because those bags cost me about $20 a month, then that's what it means, carnal. That's what you have to do. You have to cut the fat, the financial fat, from the things that you're just wasting money that have no return on your investment. When I buy bags, I buy them out of need, right? But do I have to buy bags? No. I don't have to buy trash bags. I could wash that damn can every single time I dump my trash, and I have a nice clean can that I can throw trash in it. So to be honest with you, you don't have to buy trash bags. So maybe start there. Evaluate where your money is going and look at ways of cutting the fat so that you have an extra, $20 a month, if that's how much bags cost, because I think that's what they cost. If you spend $20 a month in trash bags and you cut trash bags out of the equation, well, now you got $20 a month you can invest in crypto and you lose nothing. That is about roughly, right now with the prices, you could buy like 15 Cardano coins. You could buy, roughly about the same amount of Polygon Matic coins, or you could buy a whole bunch of of AMP, right? AMP is only at 4.5 cents, 0.45. 20 bucks of AMP over the course of the next 5, 6, 7 months, you're going to have a decent amount. So again, there's ways of doing it. That's just one way. Restaurants, fast food, Starbucks coffee, or coffees that relatively cost more than the amount it would cost you to make one at home. I mean, you know, you spend $5 every morning buying a cup of coffee at Starbucks. When I don't do that personally. I don't do that. I make myself my own coffee. I brew my own coffee, and it costs me on average about 5 cents a cup. But I take all those differences in savings and I justify my investments that way. All right? So, you know, that's just the way I do it. And that's the way I've been able to accumulate wealth. And I accumulate wealth at a faster pace now because there's so many other things that I've cut out of my life. Just so many other things that maybe I'll talk in another video of how you can become more wise and more aware and create new habits, because it's all about habits. You know, it's the repetition of habits and the compound that it has on the effect of how you can create wealth just by creating new habits. Maybe I can talk a little bit about that in my next video. So till then, saludos a todos ustedes, gracias. Thanks again for checking out my content. I hope this is helpful. I hope this encourages you. I hope you're not one of those fearful people selling all of your crypto and jumping out, because that's when you lose. Hasta el rato, gato. Aquí el gallito de la sierra. And like always, kikiriki.